Hi everyone, in this video I wanted to introduce a few game variants to Picnic Party. So the stinky variant, where you have 3 little stinks and a big stink added to the game, and the Vi with Vort variant. So I will show you how those work. So what you do is you shuffle those variants into the standard or advanced deck, and let's see what we get here. Okay, we've got Vort. Oh, we've got a stink. And here's our lane. We'll move this over a little. Okay, so if this were my turn, when there is a stink in the lane, how the stinks work is you have to invite a stink first. So if there are more than one stink in the lane, you choose, but you have to invite a stink first. So this stink needs grape, blueberry, and lemon. And I'm gonna roll. Oh, okay, so if you get a stink at the end of the game, for every stink you have, you go -1 point, and if it's the big stink, you go -2 points. Now you can play kind of a special variant called Stinky Benefits. Whoever has the most stinks at the end of the game gets +5 points and no minuses. So that's a twist that can be added as well. But when a stink is in the lane, you have to go for it. So I'm gonna go for it. I got it all in one go. And what happens is if you manage to feed it, you send it to any other player that you want. So, or you send it to any player. You can take it, but you could send it to anyone else. So I will send that away to someone else. And now for de-stinking the lane, one reward you get is you get to go one more time. It doesn't matter whether you got a rockstar roll like I did on that stink. Just for de-stinking the lane, you get to go again. So I will go for Vesper, for example, and just need the next purple. I didn't get it. Okay, so that's that. Okay, now let's suppose, fill it to 5 again. Let's suppose this is a new turn, and hi Brifflet. Okay, so Vort. Let's suppose I wanted to go for Vort. Vort is a 5-point card at the end of the game. He has 2 zaps on him, so if you manage to get him, you can flip him over to change any 2 dice to any fruit that you want. You have to do it all at once, changing the 2 fruit. But in order to get him, he's very difficult. He needs a 5 of a kind. He needs 5 of any one fruit type. So 5 lemon, 5 watermelon, 5 blueberries, and so on. But you can choose what you are trying to feed him after you roll. So I'm going to invite him, make a roll. Okay, so I got 2 lemons or 2 grapes. So I'll go for grapes. And from now on, I am committed to grapes. Okay, need 2 more. Yes, what are the chances, right? So when going for Vort, you really do want to have some other supporting abilities before going for him. But again, I've seen players get him without any abilities, and it's wild because he's a 5-point card. So that is how those variants work. Now, there is another variant that players can play. It's called 4-Fruit Frenzy. And what it is that if any player rolls 4 fruit in a single roll, so let's just say I had rolled a 4th blueberry here too, and that was my roll, let's say. The first player to yell frenzy gets this benefit. And what it is if you are the first player, you get to restore 1 ability card that you used. So let's say that you had Brifflet and you had already used his hide or block ability, and you roll 4-Fruit Frenzy, you can restore that to be able to use that ability later in the game again. So that's one option. You can also, instead of that, suppose you don't have that, but you do have a stink, let's say. One other thing you could do with a frenzy is you could move a stink card and play to any player of your choice. So I could go send this to another player. Or if I'm trying to collect the stinks, if players are playing that variant where the one with the most stinks gets +5 at the end of the game, maybe I want to move that stink to my side because I'm trying to collect the stinks. So with a frenzy, it can move things around a little bit, stinks or your abilities, regain them. So that's an option. But one kind of penalty, let's say I had rolled this and someone had yelled frenzy. When it's not a true 4-fruit frenzy, then the penalty is you have to send a gained guest that you had on your side of the table back to the lane. And so that is the penalty if you misspeak saying frenzy. So that is the 4-fruit frenzy. So those are just some of the variants to the game.